Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Ooh, we didn't have it on the correct graphic here to get started. What kind of third-rate program is this?
You really need to sell some stuff for that pre-show.
Yeah. So
behind the scenes.
The behind the scenes today, if you were a member, we have raised the rate now to $300 a month. You'll get exclusive behind-the-scene content before we get started here on Good Morning Huntsville.
Let me tell you, this morning it was not worth $300.
Yeah, it was worth about 3 cents.
Yeah.
If that. So
we pay them, right?
We pay you to watch this show. So everyone that's joining us, welcome in. This morning, we're giving every single viewer $100 today. So just kidding. That would, yeah. We have two guests in here. They're like, man, do we get a couple $100? We are not giving away money on the show as far as $100. But you know what we are doing today?
What are we doing?
I just felt generous again. $25 today. Because I went to the gas station yesterday. So I've never went. Let me lead into this, and we'll get to the official intro here in a moment. You know that section of Highway 30? It kind of like snakes around 19 and then comes back. I didn't know that was back there. Had no clue. And there's I guess that's where the Christ the King Methodist Church, where Magnolia Lakes is, right? Mm-hmm. Where it used to be.
Yeah.
Well, I needed gas yesterday because we go out to Sterling Ridge I go out north of town, and I was heading out to that area. And I was like, man, I need gas. I'm down to 1 mile. Well, the thing is, really, they give you Rick, extra 10, 20 miles. It's just kind of
my car actually takes miles away.
Yeah, I need gas too in my car.
Will yours go negative? Does it say does it really if you run out of?
I've never run out of gas in one. So.
Well, I've got down to like my Jeep back in the day, for example. It'd go to 0 and I'd drive it another 20 miles. So, but I still when it gets down to 0, and I got children now, I don't want to be stranded on the side of the road. I don't want to play any games. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I'm cruising down 30 or 19, and I look for gas on my little GPS, and there was some hole-in-the-wall gas station over there on that little section of 30 that wraps back around. I get over there, and man, I swear I think it said 3 something a gallon. And it was just like this whole, and I'm not, if that's your gas station, look, it's so great. It's a little humble gas station. I'm not knocking it. I didn't pull into it, though, because, one, the price was just outrageous. I think it was like Smiley's number 2, the one that's over here that charges, it's $1 higher than everywhere else in town. I think it was that. It's like the same flavor of gas. Must have gold flakes in it. It's like Goldschlager gasoline. I literally, someone was over there drinking out of the hose. I saw him. Really? I was like, man, that's some good gas. But I said, man, I'm not gonna pay that much for. And then it didn't matter anyways because they had the trash bags over the pumps. Over the actual pump. What is that? What is that part of the pump called?
The nozzle.
The nozzle. It's my low IQ.
I've got a nozzle too.
It's my low IQ. So they had gas. They had a plastic bag over the nozzle. Anyways, long story short is I go like 5 minutes up the road and there was a Shell. I mean, you can't ever go wrong with a Shell.
I know. They pay my pension.
I drive into there though, and this like tough motorcycle dude comes cruising in, but he has like the nice bike and he has the aerodynamic trailer behind it. Had on a cool jacket. I was like, this guy's for real. And, I expect him to walk into this gas station and come out with like a big old pack of dip or some cigarettes, something kind of tough looking. Dude comes out with the Dr. Pepper and peanuts.
What's wrong with that?
And he was jamming. It sounded like the Van Halen when he was coming in on the motor. I was like, that's a pretty cool guy right there, man. Dr. Pepper, peanuts, Van Halen, and a motorcycle jacket was our experience yesterday. So that's how we wanted to get the show started. So we hope this morning that you're waking up in a motorcycle jacket, Dr. Pepper, and peanuts.
I've never done that.
Did you ever do RC? Do they still make RC Cola?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
So my mom would always do peanuts and RC Cola. Have you ever heard of that?
I do peanuts and Coke.
Oh, man. Coca.
Sorry, peanuts in the Coca-Cola.
Okay, yeah. Make sure to say Coca. Make sure to say Cola.
I saw your face right away. Knew what you were thinking.
Yeah. Don't worry, Rick undergoes.
The things you learn.
Don't worry, Rick undergoes testing once a month for certain things.
Once every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Peanuts and Coca-Cola is the story this morning. Well, Huntsville, welcome in at 7:38 as you're waking up with us. Temps this morning in the mid-40s. We're going to be all the way up into the upper 70s today, if you can believe that. I think the weather forecast from the National Weather Service was calling for like 78. But it's going to be a nice day today, so get out, enjoy it. The clouds are going to come in. It's a little clear right now, but there will be some cloud cover later in the day. And we're on our way to another great week. Had a good rains last week. I know there was some flooding, and some areas are still cleaning up from that. But overall, so thankful for the rain. We needed it. Boy, if you lived on Greenbrier? Is that the road, the main road that goes through Elkins? Mm-hmm. Greenbrier?
Yeah.
And Augusta.
That's one of those funny Briar. It's just one of those. Who thought of that word, Briar?
Brer Rabbit.
What is Briar Rabbit?
Brer Rabbit and the
Briar Patch is stickers.
Like, what is a briar, though? Who thought of that? It's like rutabaga for, what's it? A rutabaga is like a radish, right, or something?
It's a very big-looking radish thing.
So what are these words? But anyways, Greenbrier. That's a good word to say, Briar. Greenbrier. If you lived on Greenbrier, you had some flooding yesterday. Did you see this?
Oh,
Construction trucks everywhere.
Well, when I went by today, they've still got the fire hydrant is open and pouring water out.
Well, yeah, so this and look, there's always pain. I learned this from coach at North Dakota State basketball, Coach Richmond. Dave Richmond taught me this phrase, and it'll never leave. There's pain in the process. And boy, if you live out in Elkins, internet's been horrible forever. I mean, we were on Optimum. It never ran optimally, and I'll say that because they're never going to. I don't know if I'd even allow them to sponsor this. You got to stand behind products and services you believe in. And I'm not one to bash, but we never had optimum customer service. So I don't mind publicly saying Optimum was terrible out where we live there in the back part of Elkins. And we switched over to AT&T. Now, it's not UVerse or any of that. It's the old traditional copper, but it's a different type of – I didn't even know DSL went this fast. It was like 50 meg down, 10 meg up. And you need to get the gig. Be honest, that 50 meg down service works better than the gig service we had from Optimum. And it's cheaper. And so, we've been happy with it. I haven't had any interruptions at all. In fact, the power went out a couple of weeks ago, and I cranked up the old cheap Harbor Freight generator, ran an extension cord. The biggest things that we needed when the power went out, forget the refrigerator, TV, internet modem. We were back in business. So that's the times that we live in. But what I'm getting at is they're laying new internet out in Elkins. Mm-hmm. Well, another company that's with the little green logo, they've been talking a big game here for about a year now, and they've been meeting at the clubhouse there saying, we're going to come in and do this. And I said, well, when are you going to start construction? They told me last year This was right after we moved back in March. They came out. They told, we're going to be started. We're going to get started by the end of the year. We're probably around November or October. We'll be laying fiber. That never happened. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this great company called Vexus just shows up. Literally shows up. And I had no clue, Kaye, and you've seen the little flags all over the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, they're everywhere.
They show up out of nowhere, and within 2 weeks, not only do they have a sign that says, get ready, they put up the little flags, and they're already doing the underground drilling, the directional drilling to lay the fiber. And these guys just literally, to my knowledge, came out of nowhere. So you had one company that's been yakking for a year, saying, we're coming. I even paid them $10. $10 out of my pocket, man, to get on their VIP list. And then this other company comes in and like, we're ready to roll. The other company told me, we're still waiting on permitting from the city. So I don't know if that's true or not, because how did Vexus get it, Another thing that I heard, I guess there was a RECOR meeting. What do they call that, RECOR?
That's out at Elkins.
What does that stand for, RECOR?
I don't know, but I know it's the leadership.
And there's not a HOA out. I don't think it's really technically an HOA. It's like it's not an HOA out there, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There are certain things you can and can't do.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's I don't know the official terminology, but I do know that there's a governance, like you said. And apparently they were talking at this RECOR meeting a couple nights ago, and they said that the same contractor that's laying this tubing for Vexus is the other company is going to use it as well.
Mm-hmm. Both wires are going the same.
But I'm sitting there thinking, and that was going to be my question. If you're laying all this fiber, what are you going to go back and drill another one, and then you're going to tear up all the other companies? That wouldn't have made sense.
Oh, well, when Optimum came out, they cut my AT&T cable in my backyard.
I knew that's what it was all these years, Rick. They cut your cable, man. You're right. They did do that.
They cut it, and then AT&T came out and replaced it and said they would bury it, and still struck across my backyard 2 years later.
I'll come over there with a shovel and help you. My cousin, when he was growing, he used to dial up internet back in the day, and he got so mad that he took a shovel, went outside, because he was mad the internet kept messing up. He was probably like 12 years old. Kaye, you may have some Wednesday wisdom on this attitude that he had a little bit later. But he was so mad that the service. So his logic in his 12-year-old, 13-year-old brain was, if I go tear up the phone cable at the front of the property, then they'll come and they'll be forced to fix it. So he went out there with a shovel, angry as all get out, and tore that phone line to pieces. I mean, just took a shovel and just obliterated it, ripped it out of the ground, tore it to pieces. They did come out and fix it. They did charge his dad to fix it, and they still had problems. So it didn't suffice. Anyways, we wanted to get started with some of that chatter this morning. So here we go, episode 202. As we get started here, welcome in to Good Morning Huntsville. It's your show.
200.
You missed 200?
No, I didn't. I was actually here.
It was Friday.
Yeah.
And then I messed up on Monday, and I didn't update the title, so it showed Monday that it was episode 200 Billy again, when it was not. It was Walker County Federal. But we are here downtown. Big thanks to Elliott's Jewelers for sponsoring our studio. Beautiful custom jewelry, all that you need. Go check them out online. Valentine's Day right around the corner. A little love going on. So if you want to show a little love to that significant other, go over to Elliott's. He'll take care of you. And he's just a great man, does a lot in this community. Check him out online at elliotsjewelers.com. And also a big shout out to Paul Oley of the gallery for providing our space here. We appreciate you. Love you, Paul. Paul goes, I never heard you say that. I told him, I said, Paul, every morning I say I love you, man.
Yeah.
He never heard it. So, Paul, if you're out with the horses, he said he puts his phone in his pocket while he tends to the horses. So, Paul, this morning, while you're tending to the horses with your phone in your pocket, we love you, man.
We love you.
We love you, buddy. So there, we've said it like 4 times, Paul. So next time I see you, man, don't tell me you didn't hear that. And also, of course,
I think we could be a little more grateful.
I'm grateful. We said love 4 times.
A little less sarcastic.
No, it was genuine love sarcasm. You can sarcastically love someone, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, look here, hold on. Yes, there we go. All right, friends, and of course, we would not be able to be here on a Wednesday without our great friends Kaye and Rick Boehning from Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. They are the educational experts here in Huntsville. Things are moving along. I know earlier you've went through a lot of hurdles, Kaye, but miracles are happening every day. And the academy, we're praying and believing that everything will get wrapped up. I know you guys had a lot of folks come out and help over the weekend to move things, and so
Small army.
So a small army got that moved, and it's looking beautiful, by the way, Kay. It is looking. I saw your post last night. You said it's amazing what'll happen in 72 hours, and it's looking absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
A lot of volunteer help there,
yeah,
too.
Oh, yeah. It's been a roller coaster ride. If I wanted this much of a roller coaster ride, I think I would have bought
Six Flags.
Or lived near a theme park.
I was on our special behind the scenes where you pay $300 a month to be a member of that, which you really don't because we don't have that, but one day maybe. We were talking with Kaye about that. She says it's been a roller coaster. I said, man, we give Six Flags a run for their money this morning. So
Yes. It's been quite a wild ride.
Give Victor money.
oh yeah, here, Kaye, I didn't adjust that for you.
It's
This
been a
morning.
wild ride the last few days.
Is this on okay over here on this ear?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. See, that's what it was. We forgot to do the adjustments this morning. So, well, hey, we got a great show lined up today. Our friends Jessica and Rachel here. We are talking. Miss Rachel Parker, Jessica Andrews joining us, and from HLI Class 42. So, bad boys, what you gonna do? The greatest class ever is 42.
No.
What class were you, Rick?
38.
38.
37.
You know what? 8 rhymes with weight.
It rhymes with great is what it rhymes
No. I was about to say weight, and I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to be mean. But it's like,
Oh, you go ahead.
if I were you, I'd be like, don't hate on 38.
I wouldn't.
So
I'm not.
You were 38 too.
I
Kay?
was 37.
37. Y'all couldn't do it together. Well, y'all didn't do it together.
No.
That's the one thing y'all didn't do together.
No,
I
we
know.
do lots of things not together.
Did y'all want to do it together, or did you want to stagger it?
We talked about it, and Laura said no, that you need to have a separate experience. And
That's what she said.
I said the word
And-
stagger. Oh, go ahead.
And I went through mine during COVID, so half of mine was Zoom.
We didn't get to do I'm all about safety, and I'm not talking a big game, but being up there in they made me go to work in a blizzard. And so I got on the road, and yes, there were some spots that were icy, and I understand. Rachel knows Rachel's all about, making sure that our county's taken care of, and we'll talk to Rachel here in a little bit. But man, I was like, if you can go, just go. You know what I'm saying? The other day,
that's not the problem, though.
There was
People
no
can
ice.
go on the ice all day long. It's the stopping. But
there was
problem for most
was-
people.
I guess there was. Maybe I'm wrong, but there was nothing. I drove here from the house to here. There was nothing.
Okay, and I don't have any problem getting around, but we grew up where
Yeah,
it was
we grew up
icy.
in-
And I'm kind of bummed. I mean, okay, look, if we're going to be safe, but I'm kind of bummed. I'm not putting anybody on blast, okay? So don't take it the wrong way. But I mean, you pay to be in HLI, and now it's like, oh, we're not going to make that up. That we met. What was it? The educational day,
No, educational day's coming up.
healthcare day. Yeah. See, Rachel was really disappointed. She's involved in that industry. She's like, are you kidding me? So and Jessica too. Yeah. So hopefully, and that's nothing on anybody. I mean, they do a great job, and Kelly and Ray and all those folks do a great job. So I'm not putting anybody on blast. I'm just saying, like, I was really looking forward to that. I love our monthly get together, and the reason I thought about it with
when
COVID,
we
it had to be tough.
When I was in HLI, we had to cancel the ropes day because it was raining so hard, and so we went a week later.
Well, see, ours, I don't even think it's been the chatter was that we'll do it next year or something. I was like, probably can't do it next year, man. Like,
Well,
this year's been tough, to be honest, with
You
our new
should try
schedule.
doing that ropes course on Zoom. It's tough.
I should have did the ropes course when I had hand, foot, and mouth.
No.
My feet were covered in blisters, and I was running 102 fever. It would have been great, would have been great. So, anyways,
So I have something for you.
all right, let's bring it back up, Kay. I'm sorry I took it down. Bring it up, Kay. What do you got? What is this? A bracelet?
Open your hand.
Okay. Oh, yes. Where did this come from?
I have been looking in my office, and I finally found one.
All right, if you don't know the backstory of this show, this right here is a binder clip. And the most important thing about this is, if you've noticed, you see this wire, or as my grandmother used to say, war.
It's a war.
This war right here. I don't know, a month ago I lost my binder clip. And it's so annoying because I don't like this black wire being in front of me. Good Lord, I need to lose some weight, man. And God, it's literally, I went to McDonald's again this morning, got 2 of those burritos, and they're tasty. I shouldn't be eating them. But anyways, this binder clip is so important because it holds this war behind me, and I don't have to worry about it. So thank you, Kaye. Thank you very much. You just made my morning. Rick's got something. What do you got, Rick?
I got another gift for you.
Oh, I was hoping it was tamales, man.
Well, you can eat those if you
Rick,
want.
what
but
is
it's
this?
Not very good.
Did you know about this, Kaye? Rick has bought a whole box of binder clips. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate this.
He's going to one-up me, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I told her what I was doing.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for that.
Here.
Appreciate
Well,
it. So,
just in case you lose another one.
we're back at it. Hey, friends, we're going to talk about some events, too, on the back end of the show. Stay with us. We'll take a break. We will have our friends Jessica and Rachel joining us here on the other side. Before we do, though, hey, $25, Venmo or Cash App today.
Start calling.
So, yeah, start texting in, Rick. Just feeling generous. $25 today. It'll get you half of a patty at McDonald's. And all you got to do is text in the keyword, as always. This week it's smile.
Aw.
Smile. So, Rick, hold on, Rick. Rick, that's a really good smile. Do that
Well,
again.
thank you.
Try it again.
I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
The grimace is what that is.
That's a very good smile, Rick. Very,
You think?
very good quality.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So, smile like, I don't even know what that means, good quality smile. Smile like Rick. All you got to do is text in the keyword smile along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line to 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. And when I call you today, I'm not going to tell you your car warranty is expired because yesterday we got hung up on.
I heard that.
200 and something episodes, and we finally got hung up on yesterday. And we haven't forgot about your swag bag, so we're going to make sure that goes to our guest that won yesterday. But today, again, $25. Text it in, smile, along with your name, 936-339-0139 on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. As always, our show's on Wednesday, brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. More information online at tpms.life. 25 plus years of educational excellence here in Huntsville. We got your national news, a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back on the other side. Stay with us. More to come here. This is your show. Good morning, Huntsville.
USA News. I'm Ryan Daniels. President Biden says there is a decision made about how to respond to recent Iranian-backed militia attacks that killed 3 U.S. troops. He did not offer much more for reporters outside the White House as he departed on Tuesday. Biden added he does hold Iran responsible for supporting the militant groups that attacked. One House Republican is suggesting the U.S. impose new economic sanctions against the Iranian regime.
Called the SHIP Act to go after the Iranian oil that they're selling to China, which is how they're funding all of these proxies.
The Stop Harboring Iranian Petroleum Act would impose sanctions on persons who work with Iranian oil, preventing them from obtaining visas or owning property inside the United States. President Biden does not seem to mind keeping former President Trump on election ballots in 2024. Before hopping on board Marine One for Joint Base Andrews, Biden was asked if Trump should be allowed on the ballot. The president responded, saying, as far as he is concerned, quote, that's fine. Biden has said he believed that Trump supported an insurrection, referring to the 2020 post-election period and the January 6th U.S. Capitol riots. Central bankers meet this week, and the question remains, where will interest rates go?
The first meeting of the year for the Federal Open Market Committee began on Tuesday. The two-day event will conclude with an announcement regarding the future of interest rates on Wednesday. While current projections from most analysts suggest no immediate change in rates, there is ongoing speculation about the possibility of a rate cut in March.
USA's John Schaefer. The Department of Justice is opening an investigation into defund the police proponent Congresswoman Cori Bush, a Democrat of Missouri. On Tuesday, Bush responded with remarks of her own, stating the DOJ's investigation into her campaign spending is politically motivated. This is USA News.
Hear that? The sound of water being poured on 800-degree rocks. If you were here in this sauna, you'd be so hot you wouldn't have the energy to move. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. Besides, after a long ride, a helmet sweat is way more satisfying. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without even breaking a sweat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229. 800-734-1229.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce the upcoming addition of our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori. Contact us today at tpms.life. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Education you can trust.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget. And as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
7:59. Rick knows. Old Giggle Poo over there. Old Giggle Poo over there knows what's about to happen. 7:50. We'll tell you in a minute. 7:59 is your time. Hey, if you got to be at work at 8 o'clock, you got 1 minute to get there. And if you're not going to get there, you're probably going to be fired. Hey, if you get fired from your job, come hang out with us. We'd love to have you in here. So just come on down here and hang out with us in the studio, and we'll poke fun at you for a few hours. How about that? Don't be late today. Get to work, friends. Hey, here we go. Welcome in. Jessica Andrews, Rachel Parker here with us today. Good to see you. And Rick was, what did I say, Giggle Poo? Giggle Poo. Little Giggle Poo over here, because y'all get the special horn. You are the first-time visitor. Jessica's getting nervous over here. Real quick history of this horn, by the way. This goes back not many generations at all. Actually, there's nothing really that special about this other than the fact that Rick Boehning purchased this for me. He shows up one day with a horn, and he says, here, put this on your truck. And I really didn't want to put it on my truck. I thought it'd be kind of goofy. And so I figured out there was this plastic tube, and I said, air goes into that tube. That's how it works. And so I learned that this could be a regular horn for a regular guy like me to welcome our new first guest on the show. So here you go. 2 toots of the horn for our 2 new guests. First time. There you go. Welcome. The official horn this morning, Jessica and Rachel. So
Very fancy.
Welcome in. What's that also? Oh, you fancy, huh? That's
fancy.
See, y'all are fancy this morning. So, well, welcome in today. Going to briefly talk about HLI Class 42. Some great events going on. We're all classmates. And HLI, by the way, is Huntsville Leadership Institute. It's a great program through our Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce where you can learn more about the community. I heard a story of a lady who's been in this community pretty much her whole life and said, I'd never really wanted to go. And then one day she decided to go finally one year. And she said, there's so much about this community that I had no clue about. And she was glad that she went. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit and some events coming up. But before we do, I always like to just give a time for introduction. And we'll start with you, Jessica. Let us know a little bit about your journey. And I know that you're not particularly right here in Huntsville. You got a little bit of a drive coming in every day. But let us know a little bit about Jessica Andrews this morning.
Sure. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Jessica Andrews. I actually work in healthcare, and so I'm with Gentiva Hospice, and I'm glad to be a part of HLI 42. It's been a great experience, and I wanted to be a part of it so that I can connect with others and get to know more about the community. I'm an alumni of many moons ago from Sam Houston, and so I'm excited that I work in Walker County and get to help patients in the community connect to the right level of care here in the community.
Well, it's great. And you live out in Alaska, right? So that's a little bit
I live in Livingston, so I live about 5 minutes from the reservation. So kind of close to the casino out over in Livingston.
Yeah, I've never been to that casino,
I've been a couple times. We go more to eat than we do to play.
That's all right. Well, Jessica, and it's cool just your time here in Huntsville. What have you seen over the years? I guess some things, maybe some changes that you've seen and some things that you really like about our community.
Sure. I can remember when I went to college here, it was the suitcase college. I don't know if it's still considered that or not, but I packed my days Tuesday, Thursday. And so I basically came in on Tuesday, from early morning to late on both Tuesday, Thursday, and left. And so I've seen the town grow a whole lot over the years. And so really have seen a lot more families move here, and just the community itself just tremendously, especially in the 45.
One other thing
corridor.
You were mentioning too, being involved in the hospice industry, such a compassionate industry to be involved in. Maybe tell us a little bit about that, what led you into it, and some of the joy. I know it's a tough time for a lot of families, but you're there to help provide that comfort. Maybe explain a little bit about that this morning.
Sure. Hospice has changed over the years. I know back in the day when my granny was on hospice, that meant that it was just right there at the end of time. And hospice now is so much more care that we can provide both patients and the family at a lot longer time. So we do both the spectrum as far as that comfort care for a lot longer time, instead of just right there at the end of days. But we can also provide that care too. And so it's a lot of we have an entire team that comes into the home and works with the families and the patients. And so we provide that care.
And you're kind of on call too, right? There's things that come up and it's like you got to answer a call and go sometimes.
That's right. And we have 24-hour care. And so we have nurses. If it's 2 a.m. and they need something, we're there.
Well, that's great. I'm just so thankful. And, it takes a special heart of a person to be able to serve in that capacity in that industry. So we love that about you and what you do for folks, that need that care. So we appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Definitely passionate about it and talking and educating families. That's what I'm here for.
Well, another person sitting next to you, also involved in the line of duty whenever things happen. You got to go. It's Miss Rachel Parker, one of our EMTs here with Walker County. And we're so thankful to have you on, Rachel, and the great work that you do serving Walker County. Give us a little bit of your history, just your involvement here in the community and how long you've been here and all those fun things.
Okay, so I'm currently EMS chief for Walker County EMS. We provide all the 911 medical coverage to the county. So when you call 911 and need an ambulance, we're who you get. I've been here in Walker County since 2012 with the service, kind of branched out. Always have been either full-time or part-time, but I came into this position going on 3 years ago now. So I'm a nurse, a paramedic, flight paramedic, and we're just kind of revamping EMS and getting it in the direction it should go. And we're doing a lot of really cool things over there. And I don't envy what you do, Jessica, because those are the hardest calls for us is, end of life and hospice patients. So bless her, she is a special kind of person for doing that.
Well, Rachel,
Thank you,
how did you get on the career track that you're on? I know a lot of folks that serve as EMTs and work in that industry, but everyone's story is unique. So maybe just let us know about that journey, how you got to where you're at.
So it's actually kind of funny. I wanted to be a vet because I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with people. Like, I love animals. Like, that's what I always wanted to do. And then kind of went to college for that and wasn't really interested in it anymore. And I honestly was just kind of like bounced around between jobs, like in my early 20s. And I was like, I don't know what I want to do. And then just kind of like talking with friends, somebody had a brother that was a medic. And I was like, oh, that sounds kind of neat. How do you do that? And so I went to Lone Star College, North Harris, and they have a 1-semester EMT program. And I was like, well, I'll try it out. And I loved it from my first clinical on the ambulance, just loved it. And I really love taking care of people and patients and helping them through kind of, sometimes they call and it is an emergency, sometimes not quite so much, but it's their emergency, and just being there for people and helping them get through that and getting them to the right level of care that they need and bridging that gap in time-sensitive emergencies. Like, I love that. I love being kind of that spot in healthcare. And I wouldn't do anything else.
Well, that's wonderful.
Now that I'm into it, so.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your service so much, both of you ladies, and Rachel, you as well. I wanted to give you another opportunity to, you mentioned flight medic. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, that sounds like a pretty cool opportunity for folks.
So it was a fun time. It's definitely a very humbling job because it's the sickest of the sick. A lot of times you're going to a scene call or a hospital.
This is like Starflight type stuff, right?
Yeah, like Life Flight, PHI, HCA has one now. Yeah, Care Flight up in Dallas. Any kind of medical, air medical, they all do the same thing. And so you're basically most of the time getting the worst of the worst patients, or you're going to a very rural hospital and they've literally done the best that they can with this patient. And sometimes it's such a train wreck, but they don't have the resources to keep them there. And so a lot of times you're going in and you're stabilizing that patient and you're working to get that patient out of there to definitive care. And you're literally working from the time you get on scene until you drop the patient off, like working to save their life. And it's very humbling because you go from being on the ambulance and a lot of times you think like, okay, like I've got this, I know what I'm doing. And then you kind of go to that next level of patient care and training. And it's very humbling because you don't know anything. That's kind of how it feels when you get into it. You're like, wow, like what am I doing here? Like, like I've never encountered this. These patients are the sickest patients I've ever seen. Like I didn't realize that hospitals don't have these resources. Wow, or it's just a whole nother world, and it's very humbling. So I really enjoyed my time when I was doing that. I think it made me a better provider.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, appreciate you sharing that with us this morning. Again, Jessica Andrews, Rachel Parker joining us here in the community, and with both of y'all's involvement, there's a lot of leadership role. And I think one of the greatest things about being in a leadership role is you get to lead people, obviously, and work around people and build up a team. And maybe that's one of the reasons you guys decided to join HLI. So I'll kind of start with you on that question, Jessica. HLI, how did it come about? How did you get interested, and what led you to join HLI this year?
Sure. I've always been interested in like leadership and learning, and I'm very much every day I can learn something new type person. And so when I joined the chamber and I learned about the leadership program, it just sparked interest in me. And so decided that I would apply and see what it had to offer. And especially when I learned about all the opportunities to connect me to the different community members and different days that we would learn about different like education and leadership and law. And that just excited me.
And hopefully healthcare.
And healthcare as well.
Rachel, for you, same question. How did you get connected with HLI this year?
So I really didn't know much about it until the last few years. I kind of heard things here and there. And then when I looked into it, same thing as Jessica, like I know that I can always be learning and improving on myself and getting better. And then with my current role, I want to be able to get something from this experience that I can bring back and pass down to my crew members and my staff so that they too can improve. And I know that I have a ton of stuff to learn, and that probably, my leadership style might not be the best. So what can I do to make it better? What can I take from everybody in our class and everybody that comes and talks to us in the retreats and the kind of like self work that we have to put into it? I really enjoy that because I know it's going to make me a better, coworker, friend, wife, mom, leader. It's kind of a whole experience.
Well, a big event.
And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's great. Well, a big event that's coming up. Part of HLI is you have to come up with the class project. We've got 2 of them that we're working on. And Jessica, this was kind of your brainchild, and everybody hopped on board. So tell us about this big event that's coming up here soon, the Share the Love Senior Citizens Drive. Give us the details.
Sure. Well, I won't take credit. It wasn't my main idea. I just hopped on the train when we narrowed it down because it was a passion of mine working with seniors, because I mainly work with seniors in what I do, as well as Rachel. I want to say it may have been Jessica Pate's idea. She was the one who put it on when we were coming up with all the ideas. It was just something that gravitated towards. Share of Love is coming up February 10th. And so what we've decided to do as HLI class is show some love to our seniors here in Walker County. Majority of seniors age 65 and older live on a fixed income. And so the basic necessities that they need at the end of the month are really hard to get for some of them. They just don't have the finances to be able to have those things that they need. Such, we'll go over a list here in a little bit as, toilet paper and even toothbrushes or shampoo and just your basic everyday things that we all have. Those are things that they need at the end of the month. And so we decided to put a drive together and donation to collect that and bless those in our community.
It's going to be a great day. Again, it's happening coming up in February the 10th, I believe, over at Vera Bank. And appreciate Matt Childers, by the way, doing that and allowing us to be over there. So it'll be on February the 10th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. But you don't have to wait until then. There's already boxes around town. Rachel, just give us some more insight, kind of about this event and what you're looking forward to.
So we frequent Parkview Place a lot, and that's our main kind of population that we're wanting to help. Our crews are very familiar with that location, with the tenants that live there, with the challenges that they face. And so when this idea came up, I really was on board with it as well, because we're in and out of their homes. We see, what they're struggling with, what they don't have that they need. And so I think like this will really, really benefit them. And then if we have some rollover, the other kind of groups here in Huntsville that also need that help, I think it's great.
Well, there are donation boxes around town, many different locations. There's one at Vera Bank, I believe HEB, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools. And if you can't be there for that event on the 10th, and this is going to be a drive-through event on the 10th. So for those that maybe didn't get around, and we'll be promoting it very heavily. The Item just had a really great article, thanks to Chrissy Stevens for highlighting this event coming up. Again, February the 10th at the Vera Bank parking lot. You'll see some tents set up. Come by and drive through and hang out with us too, and bring these items. Jessica, maybe highlight some more of the items that folks can go ahead now and start. There's someone watching probably right now that says, I want to help out our seniors. And today they said, I'm going to go to the store today and buy stuff. What should they buy? And let us know about those items.
Sure. Before I touch on that, I do want to mention, I know Rachel had mentioned Parkview Place apartments. So that's our main goal, is that they have 41 residents, and we want to make sure that we bless all 41 residents at Parkview Place Senior Apartments, so that we are going to do a donation basket for every resident that lives in that senior apartment community. And then on top of that, with all the overflow donations that we have, we're going to bless like the senior citizens community and other senior living communities here in the Huntsville and Walker County area. And so donation items can be like basic hygiene items that we use on a day-to-day basis, from Ziploc bags, trash bags, toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates, cups, things that we just use daily. Those are things that they are needing. Socks, make sure that there are no slip. They have the grip on them. Those are things. Blankets. Any other?
I think literally anything that kind of we take for granted.
Lotion,
but if you look
lip
at your
balm.
if you look
you
at
know.
your budget and it's like, well, I don't have, the funds for these basic necessities, like
Toothpaste, soap, all those
like
things.
how are we
toothbrushes.
stretching these items? If you were on a fixed income, like those things we take for granted.
We're
I
not
think-
opposed if someone wanted to do probably gift cards for the baskets, like $5 gift cards for them to get a a drink somewhere. I mean, I've had someone this week. They can't make it to Huntsville to drop off at the donation box or make it on that day. So they're mailing personally to my office. So that's another option. Reach out to anyone on the HLI committee. There's a huge committee. We also have a Facebook page of the event. So you can go on there and find and ask any kind of questions as well.
Yeah, and we just shared that Facebook post here just a little bit ago. I'm going to make it into an easier URL, but it is on Facebook. It's Share the Love. If you put in Share the Love Huntsville, you'll find it. Again, I'll make what's called a tiny URL just so it's a little bit easier. I wonder if I can do this right now. See, this is the live production, so let's see if this works. Somebody already took it, so we'll just do Share the Love TX.
Look, I'm learning something new already.
So if you go to tinyurl.com/share the love TX, that will redirect you to our Facebook page. Again, tinyurl.com/share the love TX. That'll take you to the Facebook page. You can find out more information, full detailed list of the items that we're looking for. But again, you can get those if you can't make it to the live drive-through on February the 10th. It's going to be at the Veribank parking lot. You can go ahead and purchase items now, bring them to these locations around town, like Tomorrow's Promise, like HEB, like Veribank. I think
I have one at my office as well.
Where's your office
So
at?
1619 State Highway 30 East. We're at Huntsville Fire Station number 4. So we're the first office on the corner of that building. You can't really miss us, but just walk in, and we're there Monday through Friday at our office from 8 to 5. We have a box, so we'd love to see you, chat with you, and you can drop your stuff off.
Perfect. And you know what we'll do, and I thought about this, being on staff at First Baptist, I'll ask our pastor and our executive staff if we can put a box at the church, and then we'll make an announcement during Sunday service. And so maybe your church, that's another idea. Maybe your church this morning, you're involved with a local church. Ask your leadership at your church if you can have them make that announcement and collect these items, and we'll be more than happy to come by and pick them up from you as well. So would love to have that opportunity. So again, great opportunity to support our senior citizens.
We're super excited.
here.
I know that the seniors, they light up. They light up when they get little things and the appreciation. They're going to be so excited. When we're going to go on February 14th, Valentine's Day is when we are going to deliver all this to them. So our drive's on the 10th, and we're going to turn around just on Valentine's Day and go and bless them with the items. And so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll love it, and love our class and everyone who has came together. There's been a lot of folks that have been working very, very hard behind the scenes. You ladies have done amazing work, and so many others. I don't want to start naming people because I know I'm going to leave out somebody, and I don't ever want to do that. But I can just say that everyone in our class has had a big hand in this, and we so appreciate not only our class, but the leadership of the chamber and the folks that are on the HLI committee that gave us permission to do this, because they have to approve these. I won't go into details about this because we'll have someone else come on and talk about the other project, but I'll briefly mention, and this is going to be involved with CPS and helping out over there. Yeah. So that's going to be another great project that'll be happening soon too. So
great projects for the greatest class. So.
There you go. The greatest class ever, 42. Rick and Kaye are shaking their heads. So anyways, well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming on today and sharing this. And we'll put together an article on Hello Huntsville and promote it. But again, if you're watching this morning, maybe you're watching live, you're listening on the Spirit Radio FM app, or you're going back on a replay at a later date, make sure that you are a part of this. If you feel that tug at your heart, and it's something simple, you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money. You may have some things. How many people at home have toothbrushes that they haven't used? Don't bring a toothbrush if it's open. But if you got, I was going through the drawer the other day. We had like 5 toothbrushes, and we haven't used them because the dentist gives them to you. We won't use them because we have the other ones. Things like that too. Think about it. Toilet paper, toothbrushes, toothpaste, lotions, slip socks. I don't mean this rudely, but think about your grandparents. What do they need?
Exactly.
And those are the items. Blankets. My grandmother, boy, I miss her every day. I think about her every day. She passed in 2021. But every Christmas, I'd buy her a blanket. She probably had 30 blankets. It was on, 39.
Never too many blankets, though.
And she loved them. It was one of her favorite things. Big sweater, Snuggie. Rick's probably got 4 or 5 of those Snuggies in his closet, So the burrito blanket, that would be another one that Rick has that we could, get from him and donate. So Kaye's like, he doesn't have that. But anyways, get these items, come out, and let's support our community. And Rachel and Jessica, so appreciate y'all today being on and chatting with us and give us some updates.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
You bet. And thank y'all for your service and what you do with Walker County EMT and also with hospice. You're doing some great work, ladies. So thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, $25 coming your way a little bit later in the show. We're going to step aside, take a break. One time, that keyword is SMILE, along with your name. Text that in on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, 936-339-0139. We'll be back in a moment. We've got more as we continue on. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Listeners, Rob here, and I'm excited to welcome Abby from the Color Bar, where they're all about meeting every community need with continuous innovation.
Thanks, Rob. We're thrilled to evolve, offering stylish cuts for kids, men, and women, alongside expert coloring services.
That's fantastic. What's new and exciting in the world of the Color Bar?
We're always adding to our repertoire. Whether it's trendy cuts for all ages or dynamic coloring techniques, our team is geared up for it.
That's great to hear. Any sneak peek into future plans?
Our community drives us, Rob. Stay tuned for more services on the horizon, ensuring we cater to everyone's unique tastes.
Exciting times ahead. And Abby, tell us about the Color Bar's locations.
We're not just in one spot, we're spreading the magic in multiple locations. You can find us in Huntsville and Conroe.
Fantastic. So listeners, for a stylish experience with the Color Bar, visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972. With multiple locations, they're here to give you a look that feels uniquely yours.
We can't wait to welcome everyone to the Color Bar.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Here we go. Time to get funky. You know it's Wednesday when you got Kaye and Rick on dancing. Actually, Kaye, I think maybe the first time we got Kaye to dance, Rick.
She very seldom dances.
Do y'all ever two-step? Are y'all dancers?
I'm a dancer.
Do y'all dance at the lasso?
I step on his feet. Real well.
I've tried to teach her many, many times. And
Bud, sissy.
back in my late teens, I used to win dance contests.
Do you
stepping?
do you have? You know what y'all need to get? Please, for the love of everything good in the world, I'm gonna get y'all instead of Bud and Sissy, I want to get Kaye and Rick license plates. Will you put them behind your seats, please? Please, can we?
Why would we do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you going to get like 10 sets?
Yeah, probably, maybe 10 or 20. Yeah, so Bud. I did finally watch that. Did you watch the Urban Cowboy movie, Kaye?
I have not seen it.
Oh,
I've seen it.
Billy, got another one here. You got to watch it. Billy gave me such a hard time forever, and Bridget and I watched it. It was such a good movie. And then I picked some other movie, and then Bridget was like, "Can you please get Billy to pick the movie again?" Because I'm horrible.
Did you watch the movie I told you to watch?
I don't even remember what it was.
Idiocracy?
Oh, yes, I've seen that one before. They think Gatorade waters the crops. Yes. Yeah, that movie is crazy. Cray.
Yeah, but I could see it going that way, couldn't you?
I think we're already there.
We're headed that way.
Pour Red Bull on your corn crop and watch it have wings and fly. So what do you got,
I
Kaye?
need to say, the reason why this drive is so important.
Then we're talking about
Yes.
Share the Love drive going back. Yes, ma'am.
When you are a senior citizen and you're living on just Social Security and you're in one of these facilities, they take all your money and you get about $60 a month to live on. So they have $60 to buy those necessities.
Yeah.
And if they're wearing Depends or anything like that, you can go through that just buying those. And so, they don't have Polident, they don't have toothbrushes, they don't have anything that we take for granted. A lot of these people don't have.
That's a good point. Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I became a senior citizen, and she took everything away from me.
Did you turn 55?
I turned 65.
I was being generous. You're not 65.
I am 65 years
No,
old.
you're not.
Well, 65 in 2 weeks.
Can I tell you, I don't want to let this secret out. This show is all about being positive, and I hate to say, I just don't know if I can say this. I'm really trying not to say this, but it's on my. We have so many liars in this community. A lot of people lie here in Huntsville.
January 15th, 1959. Put that in your phone.
No, listen, friends, and please, you know me, I'm always positive, but there are so many people that lie here, and I've never been in a place where people lie as much as they do here.
I kind of feel like you're directing that at me.
Directing it a few. So here's where I'm getting at. People lie about their age here because I think, they tell me, perfect example. We have this wonderful lady that works the office at First Bat. I love her to pieces. I love everybody up there, and I love everybody in our community. But this lady is so sweet, and her name is Molly. And you know how we've coined everything around like the hug of Huntsville? We have a hug of the church, too. Yeah. If Kaye was there, she'd be the hug of the church. But Molly has taken that from you at our church. And I'm talking to Molly, and one day she tells me she is 81 years. And I said, you are lying out of your teeth, Molly. I said, we're in a church, and you should not be lying about your age. Because she literally looks like she's probably in her 60s. And then here's Rick Boehning on it. Well, I just turned 65.
I did.
See, to me, I just think you don't look like you're 65. You look like you're probably in your late 50s, Rick. Mid to late 50s.
That's because my wife keeps me young.
So that's what I'm getting at. And I've ran across numerous people. And this is why I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. There's something here in Huntsville that rejuvenates you and revitalizes your youth here in this community. So this is a place, if you want to look like you're 55 when you're 65, like Rick, or 60 when you're 81, like Molly, come to Huntsville. So there you go.
Well, thank you, Rob, but I don't believe you.
Yeah. And normally you try to butter up a lady telling her that, but I'm sitting here telling a guy that, so.
Well, I'll be 60 later this year.
Lying again. See? Lying again. Here we go. This is the Liars here on Good Morning Huntsville. So,
I have just a few years.
Oh, yeah. Well, congratulations, Rick. Happy belated birthday.
Well,
we celebrated. We didn't we call you and sing happy birthday to you?
Did we?
We sang happy birthday. We called Kaye and sang happy birthday to her.
Yeah.
We did. You remember that, Kaye? Yeah. Happy birthday. So, Rick, yours was January the 15th?
It was.
It was the snow day.
It was the day that everything was shut down.
And y'all went out to eat?
We did. Because we're not scared.
We ain't scared.
At 65, I've seen it all. I've done it all. I'm ready.
I saw the
I
T-bird.
was going to say he's been married to me for almost 20 years, so he's seen a lot.
Seen about all there is to see. No,
I've dragged him all over the United States.
She really has.
You know what y'all need to do? Y'all need to just go ahead and retire. Turn over tomorrow's promise. Okay, this would suit y'all perfectly. I could envision this. Kind of like a Smokey and the Bandit type couple, I think y'all need to just go ahead, hand off tomorrow's promise, retire. And then here's what you need to do. Get a big old 18-wheeler and start doing truck driving. And I want to see on the side of that truck, y'all in some blue jean jackets, a picture of both of y'all together hugging each other. On the side of that truck would be your logo. And it's Kaye and Rick Boehning Transportation. But it has to have a picture of you guys hugging each other with a blue jean jacket on. And boy, I think y'all tear that to pieces. Y'all be so great at that.
I used to drive an 18-wheeler.
See?
I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore.
And the reason I say it, Kay, is because I'd like for Rick to send us a video while he's driving, and I want big wheels turning.
We could just change the song to Little Wheels Turning.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I thought about that'd be a good retirement jobs. Drive a big truck. So
A retirement job?
Yeah, big rig.
My idea of retirement is sitting on the dock fishing.
Well, it's a good one. Hey, we got that little tiny dock out there, don't
we? We got that little tiny dock.
There's usually one or two people out there.
Inundated occasionally.
Hey, so by the way, what's that road that they took like a year to redo the bridge over there? What road is that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, East Lake or something.
Whatever that road over in Elkins.
It's like an entrance road.
And I'm glad they reopened that. But during all that
River Oaks.
River Oaks.
I thought it was River Oaks.
During all that rain, I drove down there and it was just perfect.
Yeah.
There wasn't one splash of water on
No,
it.
Greenbrier's messed up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. The water had to go somewhere.
I won't get into it, but boy, there's a lot of dirt on that road. It's funny what causes a ruckus.
Yeah.
People are upset. And I got it. I was like, man, am I driving through speed bumps over here now on this road? And then someone had said something, and then later that afternoon it was cleaned up. But man, there was dirt everywhere.
I know.
Just a rolling.
I don't know.
It was a speed bump in and of itself.
I should have went over there with a shovel. Our yard, it continues to sink. I literally, and please, Lord, don't let it be true, but I really think there's a big sinkhole under our house. And the reason I say that is the foundation has and when we bought the house, there was no big cracks. Well, luckily there's a foundation warranty, but there's a crack from one side of the house to the other on the tile. Now, the driveway's starting to crack. There's low spots all over our yard. And when it comes to big rain, the water doesn't leave our yard for a week or two. And one day I heard trickling, and there was this big hole out there that started to form. And I heard water under it. It sounded like a pipe was broken, but it wasn't a pipe. It was just water that was running under somewhere, and it was broke. And the city came out. I told them, they just put dirt over it. Well, it sunk again.
You need to call Joe and have him look at your house.
Yeah.
So, Joe who?
Joe Foundation Repair.
I think he did come out. He came out when we bought the house and said, I think everything's okay. He did. I think that's who we called. And but it seems like things are getting worse.
That's kind of scary because you ain't that far from me.
Yeah. So one morning, if you hear me go, hello, we may be down in a deep hole. And I don't know. Does the insurance companies cover that kind of stuff, or is that like an act of God?
I don't know. We might want to check that out. I'm pretty sure that's not limestone underneath here, but I could be wrong.
Up in Georgetown, we didn't have any foundation problems in that area because everything was just limestone. You couldn't go down more than 2 inches before you hit rock. So, anyways, Kaye and Rick Boehning here. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Kaye, do you got some Wednesday wisdom for us today?
Yes, I do.
What do you got?
So quit running your car so low on the gas before you get gas.
Why?
Because if it drops below a quarter of a tank, and this is from my daddy's Wednesday wisdom.
Okay.
Your fuel has impurities in it, and it sinks to the bottom of the gas tank. And so when you run it down that low, then you're sucking up that garbage, junk that's in the gas tank, and you can clog up your fuel filter.
Didn't know that.
So you always do want to keep a quarter tank in your car so that you're not sucking up that gunk at the bottom.
There's your win. I always thought it was something to do with the environment. They say like don't top. Why do they say don't top off your car? Like, what is the problem with that? You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
Yes, I have. You're not supposed to do it to those Thunderbirds.
Well, why? I mean, what does it do?
Because the fuel system is sealed.
Ah, okay.
So if
you
your
top
gas
it off,
cap isn't on there right, you'll get a check engine light come on.
Yeah, I just never understood. I thought it was something to do like, oh, it'll hurt the environment or something. I'm like, I don't know about all
Well,
that.
it's supposed to recycle the fumes, I believe.
Isn't it weird to think about the thing that like we can hurt our own planet, but it's with the things of the planet? It kind of is weird to think about. Think about that. Like everything on this earth came from this earth, didn't come from anywhere else. But there's things on this earth that are bad, like radioactive things. So it's kind of,
but it takes humans to concentrate.
Yeah.
but isn't that kind of weird to think about though? Like, have you ever thought about that for real though? I mean, I'm not trying to be off the wall, but it's kind of weird that like we can hurt things on the earth by things that come from the earth. And I'm
Well,
not
it's what we do to manipulate the things. I mean, because if we're not manipulating the things and changing them chemically, and being natural, then you're not doing that.
I have some inspiration that popped in my head when you're talking about impurities. When your gas tank's running low, there's impurity. So maybe in your life this morning, there's some things that just aren't pure. There's some trouble. There's some impurities in your life. And you know why? It's because you've ran low on your faith. And so this morning, think about that and really think about being strong in your faith, remembering what Jesus did for us. That's the most important thing. I posted something yesterday that says the greatest love story ever told was God sending his son to die for us.
I read that.
And think about that. So today, if you're feeling some impurities in your life, if you're feeling worn out, if you're feeling rejected, dejected, fill up your tank with faith this morning.
That's a great message.
And that
Great
was from
message.
you, so thank you. That just flowed into my head. So that's your inspiration today.
And
Kaye.
if you're having struggles and going through hard times, sometimes that's God purifying and refining the gold.
Wow. All right. Okay, see where this led today? Just talking about gas in your gas tank and bad things at the bottom of the tank. So there you go. But sometimes you got to run out of gas before you can fill it back up and get going. So no, we're not going to do any more of these. All right. Well, hey, good one today. Appreciate everybody. Jamie Saucier's here. By the way, did y'all see the new sign out front? I put it out front because I didn't want it to. I bring it in at the end of the show because I don't want it to get stolen because it's so nice. John Volkmer made us one as well. Jamie had some stuff and he made us a nice little sign as well. So we've got it out front and he won our giveaway. You know what I didn't even do today? So we got so busy. You know what we need to do, Kaye? There's something that's really important that we need to do today, isn't there?
What is that?
Something we do every day on this show that I almost forgot. I was about to sign
We're
off.
going to call somebody?
Call somebody.
I don't know, after yesterday's debacle. Jennifer, we got you. We need to text you. We got your. We'll get your prize to you. She won a swag bag yesterday. Swag bag. Hold on. Here we go. We're pulling it up. We're getting ready to call our winner today on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. And here we go. Pick the winner. Oh, check it out. All right, y'all ready? Here we go. I always say that, and then the software locks up. Da-da-da. I need to have that Jeopardy music in the background. Is that copywritten? I'll just have to redo it.
Everything's copywritten.
I clicked call. I mean, my goodness. Did I click it, Kaye?
I don't know if you did or not.
I can't see it from here.
There we go. No, I didn't click it.
It was not red.
Here we go.
It's ringing now.
You're just not clicking today.
One ringy-dingy.
A ring-a-ding-a-ding.
Two ring-a-dingies.
Good morning.
I don't know if this is your car
Did my
warranty.
car warranty expire?
Yeah. Will you hang up on us, please? No, I'm just kidding.
We need to keep a streak going.
Yeah, we need to keep the hang up streak going today. Kathy Schweitzer, our winner today. Congratulations. You seems like you've won some money on the show before.
I know. I always listen. It's one of my favorite things in the morning.
Well, we appreciate you so much. We got $25 coming your way today, and we'd love to send that to you. Do you have a Cash App or a Venmo?
You know I don't, and I probably won't get one. And I try to share it with all the charities. So do you mind sending it to Holly McMichael with A Time to Read?
Yeah, we can do that this morning. So we'll send it there this morning. So we'll spread the love. So thank you for that.
Okay.
All right.
Great. And I love Spirit Radio. Thank you so much for that. Don't tell KSBJ, but I really, really enjoy Spirit Radio.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you. We're working on some new programming, and God has been good. We're actually going to build a studio up at First Baptist to run everything. So we're looking. And don't tell KSBJ, but there's some call letters that are available that's very similar to theirs, but it kind of fits our mantra. And I'm not doing it on purpose, but once we get approved for our official FCC license, There may be something kind of similar. I'm not trying to copy them, but it just flows really good. So anyways, we'll have our own version here. But everything works together so great, and that's the important thing is as long as everyone keeps the main thing, then we're all good and we're all in it together. So it doesn't matter if it's KSBJ or K-Love or Spirit Radio, as long as it's about Jesus and somebody hears something that they need to hear and it changes their life and they get a relationship with him, then it's all worth it.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Schweitzer, congratulations. $25 to A Time to Read today. So we'll send that over to Holly.
Okay. Y'all have a great.
All right. Take care, Kathy. God bless you.
God bless.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. There's Ms. Schweitzer today. I think, one day, she's won a couple times. I think one day she donated to you guys. Mm-hmm. I think she's maybe won 3 times. I think it's went to like 3 different places, which is great. Yeah. So awesome.
Well, just so you know, HLI 42 was in the paper yesterday.
I saw that, yeah.
I had to go buy one for one of our employees that's there.
Oh, Chris did an awesome job on that article, so loved reading it. Yeah, go pick up a copy of the paper today, and you can read more about not just HLI, but other great stories happening. Brenda's done a great job with the paper, and I want to encourage people, pick up the paper and read it. There's so much good content in our local paper. I hear people, well, nobody reads the paper, nobody reads print. Yes, they do. People read it. Support local business. Postcards, another great magazine that Karen Altum does, and there's so much good happening in our community, and so just make sure that you get out there and support these businesses. When you support these businesses, you're also supporting the people that work there, and that's what's so important here in our community.
Who in then turn support businesses. I mean, that keeps the dollars local.
It's kind of like the line. It's a circle of life.
Circle of currency.
Circle of currency. I was just trying to get Rick to sing. All right.
That's probably not going to happen.
So any other updates, Kay? Are you looking for help still? How can people get involved? What do you need right now, Kay? Is there anything that you need? I know prayers, obviously. We want people to keep praying. But what do you need?
Right now I would need prayers for my daddy. My brother just sent me a text, and I haven't read all of it, but he's not doing well.
I'm sorry, yeah. We'll keep your dad in our prayers. Great man.
Right now, we're working on, at Academy, we're working on, obviously, the rain needs to stop so the playground will dry out so we can put a fence up and things like that. There's still lots of things that we need to do before we open. The inside's looking great.
Awesome.
Inside's pretty much
Thanks
finished.
To many of our volunteers.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
We had a lot of volunteers that came and helped.
That wasn't you on the drywall stilts, was it, Rick?
No.
It kind of looked like you.
Not
on
me.
I was like, man, Rick's got a tool belt on. Kay was probably, if that was you, Kay was like, woo, man, 65 coming alive.
Yeah, over the weekend, I mean, our little building was completely full. We bought a whole school's worth of materials, and they came in boxes. We didn't know what we had. And so we had volunteers show up, and they took boxes from one building to put it in the other building, and they tried to stay out of the carpenter's way, so they lifted everything up over the deck and filled that building full of all the materials you see in the pictures. The volunteers just came and moved boxes after boxes and then cleaned it and then
helped put ceiling tiles up and drywall and all kinds of stuff.
Wow. That's great.
We had many talented friends that are volunteers.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to see you on the drywall stilts, Rick. That's all I was hoping for.
I don't think I'd be able to get up there.
Oh, they call him Old Stilty. Get over here, Old Stilty, when you're 65. According to Rick, he's a liar, but he said he's 65. They call him Old Stilty now.
Do they?
Old Stilty. Get up there and get the rest of it. A little mud on the wall. Stilty. I don't even know where we're going with that. Well, great. Well, we're so excited. I did want to say this, and this isn't because y'all sponsor the show. I mean, we had Braylon in Tomorrow's Promise long before the idea for this even existed. And we were so thankful. And I told you, I said, give us some time. We're going to get her back in. And she is loving it. She's in a Ladybug class. I love Miss Gloria and all the staff over there are just remarkable folks. And for the first time yesterday, Braylon didn't scream when I came to get her. And it's not because of you. It's because of the routine. It takes them a little while to get into the routine. She did not want to leave yesterday. And when she got in the truck, I'm not making this up. There was 2 things she said. She goes, Daddy. She goes, I love school. And then out of nowhere, she goes, Daddy, and I love church. So those were the 2 things. Great. And I asked her last night, I said, what are you learning? And then she was like, friends, a lot of friends. She said that. That's what she learned, a lot of friends. And I said, well, who's your teacher? And she goes, Miss Gloria. So we're loving it over there, and thank y'all for what you do. So Braylon is just a walking, living testimony of the great things that Tomorrow's Promise will help your children with.
Yeah, my middle child, my oldest child, when I dropped him off first to the Montessori school in Oklahoma where we lived, he would cry and cling to my leg, and just they'd have to pry him off of me, and then I'd go pick him up, and this went on for a couple of weeks. But when I went to go pick him up, he would hide from me on the playground. And I'm like, when I changed my attitude of, oh, yeah, you're just playing me.
Yeah.
Because, and would just go in and say bye and walk out, he was fine. But I knew he was having fun at school and everything when, he's hiding from me on the playground because he didn't want to leave.
I thought you were talking about Rick.
But that morning he was clinging onto my leg and screaming, no go, mommy, and all this stuff.
Does Rick do that to you whenever you
makes me go to work? Yeah,
don't leave, honey. He's like grabbing you, like, no, don't leave me, honey. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's true.
Feeling alive at 65, baby. Right. All right.
I'm waiting for her to give me a walker.
With the tennis balls. You got to have the tennis balls.
Gotta have the
that
tennis
makes
balls.
it authentic. So,
and a horn. I'm going to put a horn like that.
Please do. Yeah, that'll be great. Well, Kay, Rick, we appreciate you guys. We love y'all so much, and so thankful for what God's doing in your life and through Tomorrow's Promise. Tomorrow's Promise, a 501c3 nonprofit educational institution here in Huntsville, helping children, especially laying that foundation. You can find out more information online about Tomorrow's Promise at tpms.life. The Academy opening soon, and guess what? There's going to be more room for more children, which means if you've been waiting to get in, you can probably get in. So just check them out online, tpms.life. It's where we recommend take your children, and the staff at Tomorrow's Promise will take excellent care of them. And they get milk, and they get snacks, and I get a Brightwell message every day of all the updates and all the good things happening. So we love that.
They get breakfast and lunch, too.
They get it all. And they get on down there and get the rest of it.
And when I go out on the playground, they have a good time.
That's right, yeah. Mr. Rick!
He's like a magnet.
Well, all right. Well, that'll wrap it up. Anything else? I know we've covered a lot today. So great to have y'all. Always love being here. Rick, I told Rick this morning, I said, I just love Wednesday. I just love this morning. And
just because it's Wednesday.
Yeah, then he goes in tomorrow, you'll just love Thursday. But we do. It's always a lot of fun every morning, and so appreciate y'all very much.
Thank you. We always enjoy coming.
All right. Well, hey, keep him in your prayers. A lot going on. We'll pray for your daddy. I've never met him personally, obviously, but you've talked about him, and you kind of feel a connection when you talk about somebody, and I know that he's a very special man. So
he's a great guy.
We love you, Huntsville. Love Rick and Kay. Love you, Huntsville. Join us tomorrow morning as we'll be back at it with our friends from the Color Bar. Join us at 7:30 on the dot. Kaye Boehning has got me on time, so we will not fail you, Huntsville. Until then, we'll wrap it up today. I want to remind you this morning, friends, that we truly aren't strong enough alone to make it on our own. We do need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand to support Huntsville. Somebody out there needs you. We love you. God bless you. We'll see you back at it tomorrow morning as we continue to highlight all the good happening here in Huntsville. So long.